In this video, I'm going to be going over authentication on BFFless. Currently, my website is public. If I open this up in an incognito tab, anybody can access it. So if I want to make my website private, I can go into admin settings and I can change it in several different places. If you scroll down to advanced settings, you can change it to private. Now let's save these changes. Great. So now the website is showing a 404 page. It is considered private. I can decide, well, maybe I don't want to show a 404 page. I want to redirect to a login. And so if I save this and then I go back, now I'm being asked to log in. Now, what if we only want to make one of our subdomains private and not everything under? Well, we can do that too. Let's go back here and change this to inherit from alias and save it. Now that's our primary site content we've set up. We have several domains that we've configured as well, such as coverage or playwright. Or preview. Let's go ahead and go to our playwright domain. If we go to open up playwright, we have a playwright test report and anybody can access it right now. That's probably not really necessary, so we can make this subdomain private. Now we can go and do that directly on the subdomain by clicking edit and then changing it to private. We're going to say redirect to login. So going back to incognito mode, if we go to playwright, now I'm being asked to log in. That's awesome. So let's go back here. Maybe you've made your website public so anyone can access it, but you want to allow users to log into your website. And so they can maybe get personalized information about, if they add a comment, it's always the same user, or there's sections of your public facing website that you want to give access to. So you want to do a lot more of authorization on your front end while while adding authentication to it at the same time, so that you can do the authorization. So let's go ahead and do that in our website. I'm going to check out a new branch. I'm going to tell Claude to do this. Can you use the BFFless skill to learn about BFFless authentication and authorization? What I want is to add authentication to the public-facing React app. I'd like to add a login button that logs the user in through a link to the /login on the admin, which then redirects the user back to my website. I want to do the same thing for logging out. Additionally, I'd like for you to add mock service worker for when I'm running this on localhost development environment, so that I can emulate specific users and make it really easy, perhaps some small sort of in dev mode where I can configure user information super easily, so I can make updates to the UI based on the user who's logged in. But basically the way the login works is it redirects you to the admin section of the website to handle the authentication, and then redirects you back to your where you came from. So let's see if it can figure that out. All right, the admin link for login and logout. So we want to make sure it installed mock service worker. So now it's in our dependencies. We can add this later for testing, and it's a great tool to emulate the network or mock the network requests. Some things are just easier to do also on local with authentication. Do I want to log in and log out and create 17 different accounts? It knows to use this endpoint underscore BFFless auth, which is a reverse proxy to some authentication endpoints to get things such as the session. So that's how the front end is going to know if the user is logged in or logged out. It has to make a network call. The cookie is an HTTP only cookie, so the JavaScript cannot read that cookie directly. Now it's building my dev auth panel. This will only be shown from localhost development, not from the domain name in any way when we push. Now it's going to Run the site. See if you got this right the first time. Where's my auth? Oh, it put my auth button underneath my chat. That's not cool, and I can't really move it. So authenticated, cool. So it's got my user, and my role is user. Okay, that's not exactly what I want. Let's tell it to tweak a couple things here. Let's tweak the dev panel. Put it on the left rather than the right, because on the right it's under the chat bubble. Let's fix the user role types to these three roles: admin, user, and member, not free form text. Cool. So we got our user down here. It's doing the drop down now. Sweet. So now I can on my local, do certain features and functionality really easily based on this. Let's go ahead and commit it and get it working in the real environment. Awesome. So now we're going to have our PR, and we should be able to see it as soon as it builds. Go test it out. So only take a minute to build. Great PR. Lots of good content. Let's go ahead and check out our pipeline. All right. Test pass. Let's see how the coverage compares. Ooh, we dropped coverage. It's gonna let us know about that. Now it's doing playwright. See if we go back to our issue. It's from a different video. I go over this. We can see our coverage threshold went down, right? New session. So that's useful information. Ideally, we should be increasing code coverage on every single PR. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here's the website. Here, I can log in. If I log in, redirects me here, and let's go ahead and log in. Boom, back on my website. So now I have all the information that I need. Now I can really start doing some cool things with the website now that I have authentication wired up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave the PR in the description of the video, as well as some other useful links to things like mock service worker and the skills. Please like and subscribe.